evening to both of you. The academies are opening this fall for the elementary school age children. Do you feel this type of education can facilitate a better learning experience in young children? Why or why not? To you first, please, Janet.
Yes, the academies were actually started as a response to people that they wanted choice. They wanted some more choices in Cherokee County, and it was Mike Chapman, one of our board members, who suggested that we go this route. So that's one reason that we are academies. And there are students who really, even at a young age, already have a background as far as they're really into science, technology, fine arts, those sorts of things. So that's another opportunity that we're giving those students. We also are providing transportation, which is great because I know that's a deterrent to a lot of people sometimes. And they can go to any one of them that they want. We're doing some hub busing for them. So if they decide that they'd rather be at Oak Grove, at the Fine Arts versus Holly Springs, we're going to make that happen. So I do think that that is a wonderful choice, and that it just gives us students another opportunity for them to start excelling even at an earlier age in something that they're really passionate about. My hope is that with the STEM academies that we've got some folks that are going to be going to future Georgia Tech students, and then hopefully for our fine arts that we're going to see them at SCAD in Savannah.
Same question to you, Danny.
Erica, that's a good question. I actually absolutely in favor of the academies. I found it very interesting that the academies would pop up right after the charter school comes into our community. That was ironic at best, but at least competition did bring more choice to Cherokee students. And that's a good thing. Now, what I'm hearing door to door is a lot of parents at several middle schools and elementary schools that say they don't know much about the academies. They didn't know where to put their kids in them or not. So I think implementation might have been lacking because there's several parents out there that I've talked to personally said they didn't know if it was worth uprooting their kids' education to go to an academy. They didn't really understand the concept. So I think we could have done a better job of implementing the concept. Thank you.
Next series of questions will come from Rebecca Johnson of the
Can I have a rebuttal?
Yes, you may.
Okay, you mentioned door-to-door on middle school. We don't have any middle school academies yet, so that's probably why they haven't heard a lot of information on that. We just have them at the elementary level. Those are planned, but that is a great comment, but that we don't have anything at the middle school. So if they were looking for middle school ones, that's probably why they didn't hear about it.
Real quick.
While there were some middle school students, there were also elementary students as well, elementary parents that had no clue if they wanted to uproot their kids and put them in the academies.
Okay, the next round of questions will come from Rebecca Johnson of the Cherokee Tribune.
Thank you, Pete. First to Mr. Dukes. In your campaign, you have advocated for removing all furlough days in the Cherokee County School District. As the district is set to have 8 this year and each day is projected to save $1.2 million, where and how do you propose to find the money for that?
Rebecca, that's a great question. I appreciate the opportunity. If we look to the east, we see Forsyth County. Forsyth County, on total expenditures, not county SPLOST, educate their kids for $487 less per student. If you multiply that times our student population, which is 38,700 and some odd students, you get a savings of $18.9 million. Now, what we're saying is we can't do as good as Forsyth County on a per student expenditure. I don't think so. I mean, I'll go over there and ask them how they do it. And then the next time it'll be them coming over here and asking us how we do what we do, because we'll do it better. We'll do it more efficiently, and we'll better utilize the taxpayers' money.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Janet, to you, what do you think of the furlough days? Are they necessary? And if we don't have the furlough days, what would you propose as alternative?
As you know, every furlough day, we save $1.1 million, so we're looking at $8.8 million right now. It's been suggested that we could cut central office staff. If we cut every person in the central office, every single person, it would be a little over $4 million savings. Had we not raised the property tax 1 mil 2 years ago, it would be 14 furlough days. We have cut $121 million out of the budget since the 08-09 school year. And we're actually operating at 2006 tax levels, and we also are educating 5,000 more students. So it would be wonderful to get rid of furlough days, but then it really needs to be a choice. We could get rid of busing. I mean, if we don't want to do buses, if we say we're not going to do buses, That could probably save us $8 million. However, I think that most of you would be very unhappy with the situation on the roads as we gridlock the county with the number of students we have throughout. We could also get rid of furlough days, and we could get waivers for class sizes, and we could get rid of about half the teachers. And then you'd have 45 or so in your class, and you probably, as a teacher, you probably wish you had a furlough day. So we are continually looking at the budget, not only during the budget processing time, but year-round in ways that we can save money. So it would take, it's just going to be hard to find $8.8 million when we've already cut $121 million. He mentioned Forsyth County. Forsyth County is an awesome county. However, they have only 60% of the land that we have. They don't have the transportation costs. They also are one of the wealthiest counties in the nation. So that's another thing we need to consider is they have a much bigger tax base. They collect millions more dollars in taxes than we do. So it would be wonderful, and we'll continue to look for ways to eliminate those 8 furlough days. But it's not just a matter of rearranging the money as my opponent had suggested.
Danny's asked for a minute, everybody.
Well, I didn't say anything about income for your question, Rebecca. What I was referring to is not an income problem. It's a spending problem. It's nothing to do with the rich people over in Forsyth County. It has to do with how you spend the money you have per student spending. $487 less over there times the number of students equals 18.9 million. So there's your 8.8 million to cut out furlough days with some left over. Thank you.
The next series of questions will come from Byron Dobbs from WLJA.